I'll be pleased to introduce you like a very short story of the 10 last years that I've been sharing with great mentors. In fact, I starting from an undergrad in microbiology and then starting a master in molecular biology, I realized that this might not be a good life for me. Since I'm very bad in the lab and I can't follow a kitchen recipe, I always end up creating new stuff. So someone in this lab mentioned to me, well, there's a great group in the Amazon measuring mercury in hair. I said, how come? Where is that? You can. So then I follow up. What happens? Something very strange to me. I fall in the bath. That's the wrong translation. They told me it's getting immersed. I got immersed into eco-health approaches. Starting a master at UCAM under the supervision of Donna Bergler, part of the Caruso project in the Amazon, I fall in this amazing path where everything is possible. And also, this is just a year before the 2002 Congress in Montreal was held. So, with this great project, I moved from this funky Montreal city at UCAM to the Amazon, where I went out of my comfort zone. I went out of my conventional office. I went out of my disciplinary boundaries to meet with real people, to be involved into an interdisciplinary project, and also an intercultural setting where we discussed with the communities. This was very new to me. I was used to speak with bacteria. And then after, for the postdoc, I moved to Laval University, and then to meet with Inuits at the far north. For those of you that are not from Quebec, the Nunavik is the northern part of Quebec. It's only accessed by plane. It's pretty far, and it's pretty similar to the Amazon, you'll see. But working in this new context in the north, I've been working with ethnobotanists. I've been working also in intergenerational context with the youth. And I also, with who we all wear very different glasses from different colors, but also from different perspective and timeline. And also work with intersectoral context. And then in those two projects in very different settings, which are very similar in fact, I learned to embrace the reality. The reality can be complex, and it's very important to understand all the different things. For example, working both in the Amazon or the Nunavik, it's a gorgeous ecosystem. It's a unique life experience. The local culture, relying on local food, which are amazingly rich in several nutrients, but also can contain some contaminant in some cases. Local culture is also very important, and the knowledge of the land. But also those very extreme weathers also went through very hard life, very extreme life conditions, where deforestation is causing major threats to the Amazon and its people. Whereas, for example, in Nunavik, also in the Amazon, they are facing very strong food transition, let's say, where, for example, very often I've seen kids of this age before going to school having breakfast with a Coke and a chip of chips, a sack of chips. But also like important external pressure on local resources and climate change, and also unfortunately too frequent food insecurity and malnutrition conditions. But also I learned to open my eyes, to observe, to open my ears, to listen. For example, in July 2012, during the first discussion for Canipita 2015, they mentioned that they wanted more positive project working with the youth in a community context. So say, well, okay, I keep that in mind, to open my heart also to the land, to the history, to the compassion, and also to be humble, and to realize that I have a lot to learn from them, much more than I have to learn about. And also to open my mouth, to taste. I work on country food, so I have many things to taste. All those things that you see that I was sampling, you have to taste them. Haha, be ready. Also, to go very sampling. My father is a hunter. I love country food. My mom is a very picker. I really hated it at that time, but now I'm happy to go. And unfortunately, it takes a while to collect samples because they go to my mouth first. Also, to team up, working first working on one side directly on the food themselves to study different properties, but also working on the health aspect, population health. So I've been bringing together different amazing scientists and cutting-edge science. For example, for a project on selenium and mercury country foods, we built up an amazing database, metal spatiation, bioavailability, like very interesting project together. We also developed a project on berries. For example, bringing phytochemists, ethnobotanists, bringing Inuit elders in the team to bring different perspectives. For the berry project, I invite you to come to H4 session tomorrow. You can learn more about them. On the health side, also with Pierre Hayat, for example, we developed a series of new biomarkers to better study different metals and also early biomarkers of cardiovascular diseases to act in prevention of those diseases that are maybe probably coming soon in Nunavik. But also to share and communicate. For example, in the Amazon with our great teams, Miriam, Carlos, Frédéric, we developed some comic books about the results. And also we share them to the communities where we learn a lot about how to share data, but also give the chance to undergrad students in first to share those data. He was from there, to share the data to his home kind of region. To communicate to the media. Like Bien dans son assiette, for example, a great radio show. If you guys speak French, please take the time to listen to this radio show at 7 every day. It's a great place and a great to learn about food, health issues, social, economic, and environmental issues. It's a great team. They are doing a great job. But also to develop, for example, different tools for practitioners about mercury exposure in Nunavik. But also to act, because just sharing is not enough. You know, there's a point where you say we have to do something. So we developed the Purple Tongue project that we will talk more about tomorrow. The Purple Tongue, the idea of this name comes from Eric, because when we were eating the different fruit, your tongue can turn blue or even purple. So that's the name of the project where it's from. We've been working with elders, transforming local fruits into local products like roll-ups. And also giving opportunity to those students to develop local opportunities for even eventually economic purposes. But also at one point to freak out. You know, it's very hard. I've learned to always think outside the box, to take risks, to always be like this weird bit where you can work with everything, but you can't do everything. This takes time. You need to adapt quickly. But I had the chance to have some partners in crime. Donna Merkler was one of them. Jean-Rémy, thanks Jean-Rémy. Jean-Rémy Guimaraes, you hear from him tomorrow. Miriam, Carlos, Mike Gutfeld in US. And also now in Quebec, Rick Dewally, who unfortunately passed away, and Pierre Hayat and Gina Moko. But also, many of you are here, are great colleagues from COPELAC and COPE Canada. You know how much I was stressed to move to the Faculty of Medicine, which I'm now part of. So, and at this point also to find mentors to fight for you and have a position. I now have a position since 6 weeks. So, and then when I last discussed with Eric, he said, Mélanie, maintenant tu es grande, tu es capable de faire ça toute seule. This was a month and a half ago. So at what point, it's my turn to become a mentor. And now to envision that there's many things abroad. For example, to develop new methodologies for cross-cultural learning and dialogue, to study ecosystem as a land not only as a source of author, but as a land to cultivate health and well-being. But you can't do everything. You have to develop strong collaboration with public health, but to be very careful about power dynamics. To develop new tools for knowledge sharing and education evaluation, and find some great colleagues to work with you, but you can't do everything. And last but not the least, to push forward. This was Eric and me idea for the next years, for new evaluation criteria for grad students and tenure track, where not only scientific papers are recognized as a scientific contribution to the society, since that our role is also, and our mandate is also what we call in French, le service aux collectivités. So now, I would very much like to share a small video about Eric. that we did. It's just the end of the video because we won't have much time, but it's about listening. It's about open minding and about the transgenerational transmission of knowledge. This is an interview that Eric did a month and a half ago. Sorry for this little delay. You can see the individual video if you come to the Equal Health Association.
Oui, pour voir si ça les rend plus forts, je l'ai dit. Puis il m'a demandé est-ce que vous étudiez aussi pour savoir si le soleil se dévalisse. Il ne faut jamais oublier que quelque chose qui survit à un transfert entre générations, il ne peut pas vraiment être faux. Parce qu'on en a fait l'expérimentation chacun. Et si moi je vous dis votre grand-mère, vous avez dit qu'on faisait un feu sauvage, je mets toujours d'œuf, et que vous l'avez fait 3 fois, vous n'allez pas le dire à votre fille.
Parce que ça fonctionne.
Donc, pour que ça se transmette, il faut quand même qu'il y ait un